flying, falling, even turning left or right. Everything you think is impossible for a super heavy tank can do is possible. At least that's what I thought. TheoRycky, whoa! Yup, that's me. A guy who doesn't realize what hell will he be facing. I'm nowhere near expert in games like this, but what I do know is, the more expensive the item, the better it is. Whoa! And this is how I met your mother freaking tank! So,
What the? Oh no!
when the first time I saw that I'm using an impossible to move giant ass tank, I've had the
make a
thought
mistake,
that
am I?
I am so dead. There's no freaking way I can do a damn thing with this build. The only thing that carries my life here is my bazooka that can one-hit my enemies, and this super duper cool giant lightsaber.
Bro, let's go! What?
Just look at that pure excited Asian kid who got Barbie as his toys.
Bro, this is so cool, bro. But I can.
As the excitement goes, I began to learn on how to control the tank's movement. I don't know on how to get to the enemies,
What
so
the
instead
heck am I using
rely
here?
so much on shooting my bazooka to kill them all.
Wait,
As
let
the
me
old
kill you
phrase
at least,
says,
bro.
practice makes perfect. So, slowly but surely, I finally managed to control a bit on how to use the tank completely. Not to
Nice!
mention, I'm truly grateful that I found the lightsaber in the early game. I read on all the bosses there in Armored Core 6, and there are a total of 11 bosses in the game. The first boss is in tutorial where we have to destroy a helicopter to get his identity as
Nice
Raven.
attack.
Here I
Nice
can only
attack,
use a
attack.
tutorial robot, or what we call in this
Whoa.
game as AC. Well, I won't say how many
What?
times I've died just in the tutorial, because this is not the tank build I want to show you.
Okay. Oh,
At least at the end of the day, I somehow managed
Nice,
to
let's
clear
go.
my first hell in the
Nice.
game, even though it's just in tutorial. Before getting to the real boss showcase, here I want to share my first time I
I'm trying.
finally quite understand on how to control my tank. Just
Nice,
fighting
let's go.
against a mini boss here, but the way that there are 5
down.
robots, which 4 of them are capable of teleporting
wait,
here
where are
and
they?
there and snipe me from afar, makes my tank skill improve by a lot. I learned on how to do combos, quickly dashing to my target,
Nice!
even dodging some of the hard
what the-
bullets to dodge while using a tank. But first, I have to apologize that the rest of the video I didn't stream it, instead I played it myself. Also, a disclaimer, I forgot to record the actual bosses from Juggernaut to Iceworm, so I have to make a rerun of them. But still, I used my old build back then, and I will also tell you my honest experience when I first fight against all of those bosses. And that is why leave a like and subscribe so I can do better next time, including get a new like and subscribe gift. Now, let's get to the real boss. My first boss fight is against Juggernaut. When I saw him the first time, I just had this thought, this is how a real tank should look like. Not like my tiny little sweet and cute tank that's nothing compared to this boss. I died only once back then when I fought this boss. It's because I didn't realize that you can attack him from the front. Even though it should have been very obvious looking at the giant shield he had there. But anyway, luckily back then, I noticed it fast enough that I had to attack his back. So my second run back then, I can fight him easily, just by getting to his back as quickly as I can and spam all of my attacks on him. This also is the first time on how I get used to do a close quarter combat against any enemy I fight. This is also the first time I realized that I can't rely on any friend at all. Looking at that buddy of mine called Rusty, who left me just like that in the middle of a boss fight. Bleh. As mentioned, I can easily defeat this boss on my second run. Even though this footage here is my rerun, but this is pretty much similar on my run back then. For the next boss, which is the second boss, or at least that's what people say, she is called Sula. She is a boss that people say they find it quite difficult to fight too, but honestly, I never realized that she is a boss until my friends told me that she is a boss. If you ask me why, perhaps because I feel that it's too easy to defeat her. Not trying to brag here, but yes, I defeat her at first try without breaking a sweat. At least this shows that my training with this tank finally bears some fruits. Again, this is why I didn't thought that she is considered as a boss here. After we have find a random AI or a human called Ayre, now this is when I feel like I get to see a boss. The third boss called Balteus. If you ask me why do I feel like he is a boss, perhaps because he got his cool entrance. I do feel a bit struggle when I was fighting this boss. I get to die 3 to 4 times until I understand that my lightsaber is so OP against boss like this. My lightsaber can destroy enemies' shield by a lot. I can quickly deplete their shield in no time. And of course, when their shield is gone, it's time for me to shine and kick their ass. And don't forget about my bazooka that can destroy enemies' shield so quickly too. As a tank, or what I thought back then, I am a tank, and I have a lot of health by far. I rarely feel my life in danger too. So, if you see my playstyle here, I fight brainlessly. I don't know if that's even a word. I just rush into the enemies, get close to them, and just smashing all the buttons. Cha-cha-pa-pa-cha-cha! I know some of you might say that I'm dumb, but no worries, cause I'm truly is a dum-dum. And a slow learner too. But at least I find the excitement of playing this game while using tank. To make it short, yes, I defeat Balteus by playing brainlessly. Just a few tries, not thinking much, and just get close to him. This is how I win against Balteus. Easy. Yeah, quite easy lah. Now, this is when I feel like I truly fight a boss. I feel like I'm in hell just by seeing all the fire around me. Not to mention, the boss that I fight looks like a garbage truck. Just from his surprise attack, my instinct immediately told me that this will be a damn hard boss. Honestly, I don't really care about the difficulties, but what I care is about how much time will I spend against this boss. Especially as a very heavy tank, I can't do many quick movements. Plus, this boss hands are so huge and hurts like hell. Well, I guess I'm truly in hell now. I tried so hard when I first met this boss. I spent like 1.5 hours trying to figure out how to fight this boss. Yeah, I'm using a tank. I still trying hard back then. I think what makes it hard for me to defeat this garbage truck is that he can do floor is lava challenge, meaning I can't stay on the ground at all. Do note that I am too heavy to move. Also, his hands are too big and its range are too wide, so he can easily do damage to me. Not to mention, just by touching his hands, without him attacking also damaging and stuns me. Lastly, when his health is around 60 to 70%, he will immediately use his hands to cover his head, while spouting lava. Dang it, this lava eruption thing, bro! In my many fights against him, I realized that the way to defeat him is by staying airborne as long as I can, while avoiding the top of his head of course, cause as mentioned, his lava eruption deals a lot of damage to me. So even staying airborne also needs a strategy. That's when I discovered that I can use his chest to stand and recover a bit of my energy to fly again. Yeah, I don't know if it's a chest or not. Doing this really helps me to survive. I can save a lot of my health / AP by automatically avoiding many of his attacks. And if you realize if I'm not above him, what I'll do is by doing hit and run strats. I don't know how, but it is actually possible. I guess there's a positive side on having a smaller body than his, since even if I'm super slow, my movement is still faster than his. But again, whenever I think that the game is too easy, I quickly become brainless and underestimate things too far. That's how I got that again and again. After so many lives gone by, meaning I also die a lot even in this rerun, I finally use my last bit of brain to think. And I remember that to quickly stagger my enemies, I have to use the same type of weapons from my hands to my shoulders. This time, I'm using explosives weapon. I also still keeping my blade because for me, it is my savior. And for many cases, not only I can easily hit my enemy with my wide range attack, also it can help me stay airborne. Just to let you know that all of the weapons I use can also be used by you if you are at your first time fighting this boss. I keep on using the hit and run strat until this boss shows his next attack pattern. My hit and run strat works so well against this boss, especially when now I can stagger him faster. And if possible, I'll stay as long as I can airborne. In front of him, above his chest, if this makes sense to you. These two strats are the only strats that I use to defeat him, FYI. Just to keep it short, I did really great on fighting this garbage truck. And with the strat, I can easily, quickly stagger this boss. And when I did, back to our old ways, spam all the attack buttons that I have. Hurrah! Even with my many experience, this video can show you that for me, this is still one of the hardest boss in the game. But still, obviously I can defeat him finally, even if again I spent 1.5 hours in total on my first run fighting this boss with my tank build. This is more or less how it looks like. It's really hard, really. I know some of you will wonder this is no place for cataprak. Well, my answer is yes, you are right. It looks like I chose this boss instead, which is, I think this is super duper hard. The sea spider. Fighting against the sea spider, I'm using my energy weapons back, which is the plasma. For the record, until the end of this video, you'll see that plasma weapon carries me a lot with this tank build. But do expect a plot twist later. You can see here with my plasma set, I can stagger this spider much faster than when I was trying to stagger the garbage truck. Actually, I don't know if it's because of this plasma set or it's just that this spider shield is thinner than the garbage truck, of course. Well, I did not use any other weapon anyway. Fighting this spider, I also used the same strat, same as when I was fighting the spider the first time. Just rush him and stay under the spider, trying to avoid its laser weapons that damaged me real bad when I was quite far against him. That's why I keep on rushing in every single time. Also, my weapons on my shoulder shoots upward. I think that's one of the reasons why since the beginning I keep on getting below the spider. What you see here is the first time I do the rerun against this spider. I actually do great. I keep on staggering and damaging him the way I wanted to. To be precise, this is how I defeat the spider in the first place on my first run. The problem starts when the spider starts flying. Same as fighting the garbage truck, I also spent 1.5 hours trying to defeat the spider because I keep on failing on when the spider starts flying. I've got the idea already on how to defeat the spider. And yes, this is how I defeat him the first time too. I boost myself towards the spider and I shoot everything that I got while using my blade to keep me up in the air while damaging him. But guess the spider's laser are just way too many to not be avoided. I keep on succeeding in his first phase easily just by dashing to below him and just rampaging there. Guess my strat this time proved to be very effective for a heavy tank build. And also, if I analyze my videos again, my strat on when the spider starts flying just by dashing to it and rampaging up there while also doing a melee attack, actually doing very well already. And this is the actual problem that honestly is my own fault Also, to keep on forgetting that the spider can do its final trick, where it will do a spinning attack like this and kill me straight away. Being honest with you, I played this game like crazy. I didn't take a break, and I think dying too much makes me not playing calmly. Therefore, I keep on just rushing to the spider without noticing that the spider truly deals damage to me. Even the smallest laser and the big laser can kill me. But as a wise man says, nothing in this world comes easy. I keep on trying and trying, just do what I do best, which is rampaging. I finally reached my last great play here. Yes, I don't care if there's this moment when the spider got invisible. As a heavy tank user, I got to keep on spamming all of my weapons. Even though it's useless. In this last play of mine, I finally think a bit calmer, so I rampage the spider with a piece of mine. I don't know if it makes sense or not. LOL. I dodged his spinning attack. Let's go. Trust me, a little stagger is okay for me as long as it only deals a small amount of damage. But the real problem is the one that we should avoid, which is his spinning attack. Just dodge a little and we'll be fine. Once we are safe, just dash to it and back to old school style, rampage! I guarantee you, this style of mine is actually proved to be very useful against this kind of boss. Yes, this spider boss. But I still did a mistake here though. I got damage from its spinning attack, but luckily, well, I survived that attack, and now it's my turn to win. Yeah. Still takes me a couple runs when I do this rerun, but at least I didn't spend 1.5 hours like when I used to. Nice. This boss, the Ice Worm, well, I can't say much here, because even in my first try, I only spent 2 tries only. It's actually pretty easy though to defeat this boss. What we need to do is just dodging every time an attack warning shows up and wait until we see its face. Honestly, this boss is just like a waiting game. Keep waiting, just keep waiting. What's important is to bring our stun gun that we acquired after clearing the previous mission, equip it, and when the worm's face shown up, shoot it like you mean it. You know what? When I'm using this tank in this game, I do feel like this tank gives me an ASMR feeling. Seeing my tank just driving around the ice, LOL. And when the times come, we'll do what a real tank should do. Rush it and destroy the enemy. Banzai! Let's go. As I've said, this boss is actually easy to deal with. Very easy actually. Because it's one of the main story. The 2 things that should be noted here is, well, first, listen to the story or else you won't know that we have to bring this stun gun. And secondly, we really have to be patient. I mean it, be patient while waiting for the worm's face to come out. Because me and myself are getting very bored just driving around the snow, having nothing to see while waiting for the worm to come out. We will be very lucky if the worm popping out from the snow and face towards us like this. Because it only takes a short time to get the chance to wreck the boss face again. And the rest we can just leave it to our friend, cause they will be the one who will do the work to shoot the worm again on its barrier that will make the worm get knocked out for a while. And there goes our chance to kick its face. This boss fight is really boring, so I'll just skip ahead. There is only one thing that I actually wonder. Why am I left alone again? Where are all of my teammates? My friend told me that when he won, he still got all of his teammates. Duh. Well, anyway, this is how the last thing we will do to him. To break his third barrier, we just need to shoot its face twice, and then as usual, somehow our fallen teammate can still destroy his barrier, and we will do the usual job by kicking its face. This time, I don't think my tank build will make much difference comparing to other build when it comes to defeating this boss. This is just pure story. Let's just wait for his last explosion and voila, alright. Let's go to the next boss. I promise you, this is my last boss that I do the rerun. And also, I don't feel like this is a boss either, since when I do my first run against him, I also won in my first try. So, meet the Enforcer. Well, I won't lie if I say that his cutscene is quite epic though. Well, I mean, his cutscene, even in this video alone, that I make right now, already take around 45 seconds alone. Dang it! Alright, now let's go to the battle scene. For the record, I'm still bringing my previous build, which is the build for defeating the Ice Worm. I just changed my left shoulder weapon. Oh, just to recap, I do all of the story until this phase right now, fighting Enforcer, without changing my equipment, FYI. So I can safely say that you can use this build as your number one go-to if you just start this game. I also want to let you know, for bosses like this, just think of it as an AI you fight in the arena, especially when you bring this weapon of mine, the blade. It can effectively and quickly stagger the enemy. But also use your other weapon. Now that I think about it, I guess it makes sense that I don't think enemies like this as bosses. Because like Sula, I can quickly stagger my enemies, and when I did, I can deal much more damage to them and win quickly. Also, they don't deal too much damage against me, so yeah, I never feel threatened when fighting them. Yeah, even if I got staggered like this, look at my repair pack. I still got 2 left. I still got so much health and he got staggered again. Our position is completely in huge advantage against him, and it's safe to say that I can still take more damage while he is not. Boom! Let's freaking go! Well, finally, I guess that's all the bosses that I fought quite easily and in rerun. Now let's get to the real boss. I believe you already know who's the boss when you see this place here. Yes, IB01 Cell 240. It's so hard. And I also just noticed after clearing the game that this boss is actually the hardest boss in the game. At least that's what they say anyway. But his cutscene and all just speaks for himself. Dang it. To give respect for the hardest boss of all, I'm gonna at least let you guys see how's my first runs against him. Yes, this is live. This is a live footage on someone who just met his living hell. This boss defies my logic on so many ways. All of my experience, all of my knowledge, everything is useless. I try to catch him, dodging him, trying to catch him again, or at least just try to scratch him. None of that works. I got bullied miserably. It's like this boss is built completely different than all of the enemies I fought so far. Like, so different. I can't find any way or anyhow to do anything against him. Just like a chicken waiting to be chopped. Also, seeing him flying away again really makes me feel desperate. And what kind of bird that can kamehameha like that? Okay, now back to the content. My tank is getting bullied so hard that I truly feel desperate. Just for the record, what you see here, me trying to defeat this boss, took 5 hours alone. Well, there's a catch, but I'll tell you later. What you see here, yes, you might notice it, but I changed my melee weapon and my shoulders weapon. The reason is, I'm in a very desperate and story state that finally I have to run to my friends who's at this level also at the time, trying to open up a discussion since I've given up on thinking alone. I can't even dodge that Kamehameha thing! Also this, what the heck is this? That crescent-shaped laser did not aim to where I'm standing. It aims to my freaking want to go direction. Also, that X laser thing, I got so mad at it while stressing out, and then my friend just told me that it's called input reading. So basically, no matter what device you are playing at, I'm playing at PC by the way. So, for me to move, I must press W, A, S, and D, right? And the thing about this boss is, even if I was not moving, if I press A to go to the left, for example, the boss will know and will shoot to where I will be at, or where I will be arriving when the laser arrives. So there's no freaking way for me to dodge that laser thing. And the laser, I mean this crescent thing and the X-shaped laser. Oh, also the Kamehameha thing, yeah. Basically almost all of his attack. And as a very heavy tank, I move so hard low. How can a cheat weapon like that do that to a pitiful looking tank like me? And so, just like what you see just now, after many hours learning his pattern, I can finally stagger him. Yes, I can only deal a 100% succeed damage to him at the very first time when we just start the game. Lucky that my friend introduced me to this also early weapon called lance something that can make me rush towards him and deal a lot of shield breaking. This is the first weapon that I think you have to use it also if you're just a new player to this game. Also, these right and left shoulder weapons called plasma rifle, if I'm not mistaken, can shoot plasma stars that will chase the enemy from very far away to very far away. For me, this is a very good start for me to discover the best weapons to use against this Ibis boss. I can finally manage to get him to half heart health, even though I still get destroyed. Dang it. But finally, after 5 hours of playing, as promised, I managed to learn some of its pattern. Starting the game, shoot some stars, dodge to the left, do the lens thrusting thing, and shoot the charged plasma rifle. Most of the time you will stagger him very easily, and it is your time to shine, bros. And to be noted, melee weapon is actually very effective against this boss, since even without staggering him, hitting him with melee weapons will stun him somehow and will cancel his attacks too. And this also shows how the plasma stars work effectively against him, because it can follow the boss and deal quite some damage that sometimes can stagger the boss. If you ask me why do I keep on running to the left, it is because after most of the boss attacks, he will go to our left, and it is an opportunity to attack him like this again. Yeah, as you guys can see in this place, this is the best play I had so far. Knowing that I still had many health and 2 repair kits, I play really aggressive. Please remember that I was very tired and stressful here. 5 hours of dying to the same boss makes me very careless in what I do because I'm blind by rage. Knowing that his health is very low, this is a very good chance to kill him. Well, this grit of mine really makes me no good though. I almost died here. But luckily for me, I see this chance and I took it and BOOM! Guys, I just want to chill here for a bit in this video. I would like to share with you guys my feeling that time, how relieved I feel, how all of the joy, peace and glory is flooding to me. Until I realized this mother freaking bastard is still alive! What you guys see here is truly my emotion at the time. I take this chance to do a photo mode. Well, hoping that this is actually the last time I have to fight this boss. So yeah, I don't want to stress my bodies out or brains out again. I took this time to really appreciate my moments of glory for a while. Truly, here I present to you the result of 10 or more minutes of my photo deliver mode. As you might have guessed, I hesitated and my nightmares continues. You know what they say, real men should never back down. So in this first ever Abyss boss second phase, I fight my way to my glory. Lucky for me, it looks like his attack pattern is still similar to before, so I just dodge to the left and thrust with my lance. Stagger him, shoot him, I'll do whatever I can just to win. But I guess reality hits me hard. As I've said, I cleared this boss within 5 hours. But
2,000 years later.
I spent another 5 hours trying hard with my tank, perfecting my opening, and at least deals this amount of damage at the beginning. Not only that, I practiced so hard just to avoid his Kamehameha, including his Gatling Kamehameha. Yeah, also his triple sometimes 6 or even 9 crescent attacks, his X laser that looks so cool, including on how to lure him to me instead of I'm rushing to him. And don't forget to shoot him too. Until finally, the days come. The time has arrived. This is how I defeat this boss. Just chilling, running through the water, shoot him while there's an opening. When his stagger just rush in, it will deal more damage by the way. Shoot all of the ammo that you have. Chilling again. Keep your distance against him. Keep on doing this while avoiding all of his attack. Try to attack him while there's chance, but still prioritize your safety, avoid all of his attacks. Keep your health as much as possible. When he's doing his first attack pattern, remember to take the chance and to deal as much damage as you can to him. And run again, just lure him again, dodge every attack that he does. Woo! Dodge, just dodge and try to attack him while there's a chance. If there's none, just run, dodge, run. Yeah guys, this is how I defeat him, just by running around. Lucky for me, there's no gas or fuel or else I'm gonna be dead. A tank, a very super duper heavy tank, avoiding all of his damage and keep on taking every opportunities that I have to stagger him, deal more damage, again more damage, and avoid all of his attack. Every time he uses his skill, avoid all of his skill. Obviously, don't take any damage because why? There is still second phase. Keep on going the opposite direction of all of the crescents, Kamehameha or the X laser attack. And a secret tips, every time he does his second or third dash, you can attack him because it is an opening for you to attack him. You can dash with your lance or you can just shoot him. Wow, this is the very perfect opportunity to kill him. Like every time he does that laser thing, he will dash to the left and that's when you will go straight at him. Right, if you already got all of that notes, now let's go to the phase 2. Keep your distance from him as far as you can, but don't get too close to the rear. The reason is later on he will come to you after he done this second attack with the circle laser thing. He will quickly rush behind you and that's your chance to attack. Well, you need to avoid his crescent attack. Then he will also use his first pattern attack again and that's when you can deal as much damage as you can as like your first time dealing damage to him. Just remember that pattern guys. Every time he uses Kamehameha or crescent attack, just go to the opposite direction again. Try to spam all of your shoulders weapon. And also just try to remember his attack pattern lah. And when he's doing his coast thing, you can always dodge it by dashing to the back. Then just keep spamming your shoulders weapon. You want the yellow bar to be as high as possible because you want him to be staggered as much as possible. Now that he's staggered, try to do the melee attack because it deals much more damage than the ranged weapon. Every time he goes at your back, it is your chance to shoot, and every time he does this laser thing, you can always get close to him and do the stagger thing. And even if you can stagger him, at least you've done so many damage to him. It really counts. Well, the thought counts. And this is the importance of saving as much HP or AP as you can. Don't panic if he's using a shooting star, just go back as usual. You can take his second damage, but at the third one, just fly. Always fly for the third one. You will survive. Then yeah, just do your thing. Play safe, keep your range against him. Dodge every attack that he does. Keep on spamming your shoulder weapon. But for me here, seeing his health is very low, I just want to be greedy. And seeing he's using his laser thing like this, well, this is the perfect opportunity to kill this freaking damn boss. Yes! Finally! Ooh-hoo-hoo. Oh my gosh. And that's, guys, how you use a heavy tank build to fight the hardest boss in Armored Core 6. You're welcome. Now, for my 2 pre-boss before the final boss, I didn't got these 2 bosses. But instead, I get to fight Locksmith instead. With Locksmith, I can finally play with much more relaxed. Because, well, this boss is the same as all the basic boss I fought. Just spam all of my weapons while trying to hit him with my charged blade attack, and you'll be good. A big problem that I feel when fighting this boss is just because of the terrain. It makes me need to adjust the height difference by flying around. But once he's staggered, yeah, he sure is the same as that though. This really reminds me of the peaceful age before I fought for 10 hours against that damn Abyss boss. Bruh. But one thing that I'm grateful from fighting Abyss is I can dodge much better now, I guess. Haven't tried it in PvP though. I have not much to say here. Just dashing to the boss, slash him with our blades, stagger him, and spam all of our weapon. Easy. On to the next boss. I honestly regret my decision on saving the planet. Because I have to kill my best buddy in this game. Yes, it's Rusty. My gosh. While fighting Rusty, I do have some regret. Because I swapped my best blade of all with this plasma dagger. It's useless! I thought my plasma dagger can synchronize with my other plasma weapon. But well, it seems like it's just useless. I can't do anything with it. So in this fight, I kinda give him a handicap. Well, he's my best friend, lah. Because I'm mainly just using 3 weapons, which is my shoulder's weapon and my right hand plasma rifle. And by not using my blade, I can stagger him easily. So I realized that my blade has been the one who's carrying me this whole game. Even when my enemy got staggered, my plasma dagger still doesn't do its job well. Perhaps it's just me who can use it well. Dang it, plasma dagger! Damn you! In summary, it's still the same as the other human AC boss. I can still fight Rusty in my first try, even though it's quite hard with the handicap I'm giving him, and the fact that I'm almost die because of my recklessness. I can't say that it's my recklessness though. And that's when I realized that just as the Abyss boss, he can be revived. I thought I was safe, but no. I have to fight him again while I'm dying. So here's where my real skill is tested. Can I defeat him with this low health without relying on my tankiness? I only have less than 2000 HP right now. It is very crucial and I'm very panicked. But well, again, looks like I'm still pretty good in this game. I'm quite sad, but yeah, let's go to the next boss. The final boss. I just want to say that I actually pick the worst ending of all 3 endings. I have to kill my other best companion, Ayre. I wonder why to be a good guy I have to sacrifice all of my friends though. My gosh. And as I have fight Abyss at this time, I've expected to fight something worse than Abyss. And yes, my dreams come true. Ayre have a shield that won't make her staggered from melee weapon. And even when I finally destroyed her shield, it will regen again. Not to mention that her speed is ridiculously too fast for my eyes to follow. Well, I guess my eyes is just too old though. Even keeping my distance to Ayre doesn't help me at all. I can still follow her when she's dashing around like that. But since this is my first encounter with Ayre, my plan is just to learn on her attack pattern. So I guess it's still quite okay. So, after running around like a child, I realized something. I can't avoid her laser attack at all. But I do feel like I can still avoid her melee attack. I just need to keep my eyes on her. And so I tried. Ta-da! Succeed! Seems like I still can't dodge any of her other attack. My first death. I don't think it's a waste since I learned how to dodge her melee attack and a bit other else. After having many thoughts, after I tried to figure out on how Ayre's shield works, as a plasma tank builder, I try to bring one of the most powerful plasma weapon there is. If you ask me why I didn't bring 2, obviously cause it's overloaded already, bro. So I'm looking for a chance to shoot here to test my plasma rifle, and it seems like it doesn't do a thing. So I guess my plasma rifle didn't do any shoot. Dang it! But I won't give up until I die, because I'm a real man and real man doesn't give it up. Unless I'm desperate. Like this. Dang it! Long story short, I died miserably. My test run fails. Until again, with the help of my friend, he reminds me of the weapon that I used to break Iceworm's shield, which is the Star Needle. And so, here's my new build. I still bring my plasma missiles, cause I thought I've built my damage all on plasma damage. So yeah, let's just bring that. This is my first test on the Star Needle. I want to see whether if I can break her shield fast enough. The only problem with this Star Needle is it takes some time to charge and shoot while the enemy is moving too fast. So I have to find a momentum. I figured that Ayre always gets close to me to do her melee attack. So I try to aim it, but well, I still fail because I need to dodge also. But after trying again, it looks like there's a hope. Apparently spamming all of my missiles can do the trick, but it feels like it's not really effective at this moment. Because when I break her shield with everything I've got, I have no bullets left to damage her. I guess it's another failure to me. But I have another idea now on how to defeat her. Because I had a plan in my mind already, I spent the rest of the battle trying to figure out on how to effectively use my Star Needle. But I guess the momentum only occurs every time Ayre wants to melee attack me. So I restart all of my OS tuning and every equipment, my weapons that I use. And since Star Needle is a kinetic weapon, so I'm gonna be using all of the kinetic weapon set. So now I present to you the full kinetic build for my heavy full tank robot. To be honest with you, now my full heavy tanks look incredibly much cooler. Like much cooler. So now I'm using 2 stun needle and 2 gatling guns. Why gatling guns? Because as mentioned before, I need weapons that can still shoot something after Ayre's shield break. I played it safely as I fought Abyss Cell before, waiting for the right momentum to hit her. Just basically every time she's doing a mini attack, I will just shoot my stun needle. And surprisingly, I don't know how, but I can stagger her twice in a row like that. Now, as I watch this video while I'm editing right now, I realized that why my damage isn't as much as my first try is because both of my stun needles are in cooldown when Ayre's shield is gone. And yes, I remember that's why at this moment I save the stun needle for when Ayre's shield is broken. Look, the damage done is much higher. I can deal around 25% damage there. And somehow after her cutscene, she's still staggered and I can get a free hit on her. Like, what the heck? I am honestly was so excited that I keep on forgetting my health. But yeah, look at that. How can someone or anyone not be focusing on killing her immediately if they see how much damage they can deal to the boss? Especially when she's dying like this. Bro, it took me like so fast, so little time to defeat the last boss. And I'm so relieved. Back then, yeah, obviously back then, I'm so relieved that there is no second phase. Just pure ending scene. You guys should understand how happy I was and how relieved I was back then. Even right now, when I'm editing this video right now, when I memorizing the moment back then, I really do grateful. My joyful, my peacefulness, well, I'm so relieved of everything. One thing that one other last thing that actually makes my heart broken is my last friend, Cinder Carla, suicide. I don't really get the context, but yeah, cause she's driving the plane manually, no autopilot. So well, yeah, she's, I guess, sacrificing herself for the greater good. But I won't be discussing about more of the endings. Too much sadness in my ending, but still, I'm glad that I succeed in my full tank build challenge in Armored Core 6. Yeah, that's my tank. If you like this video, please press the like button. Subscribing will be better. If there's anything else, I'd be happy to read your thoughts in the comment. Thank you very much, guys. Here is the sunset I present to you, ending my video. Bye. Ciao.